Hi, I'm Justin Ball, the owner of the Showerhead store and Hammerhead Showers, and in this video, I'm going to show you a super easy, beginner-friendly way to get an outdoor showerhead set up. So this is what it looks like. We're splitting it off of the existing garden hose bib connection, right? So we're keeping the garden hose, adding an outdoor shower, and the beauty of it is you don't need to know plumbing, there's no soldering or sweating. We're using SharkBite push connect fittings, so you can go to your hardware store and pick up the components you need, not including, the shower valve and trim and the shower head. You can pick that out. We've obviously used Hammerhead showers, but these PEX and SharkBite connections and everything we've rigged up here, you can get for under $100 with all those, and you'll save the money of hiring a plumber. And you can do it yourself and have a little fun weekend project for your outdoor shower. So let's get into it, and I'll walk you through exactly how to install this. So I have all the components that you'll need laid out here, assuming that you have a garden hose bib outside and you can put a shower next to it. Really the heart of it for now, or the base of it I should say, the heart is going to be the valve, is getting these this splitter. So I have this Y splitter that you can pick up in the garden section. Then I have two adapters on it that go from garden hose thread to 1/2-inch pipe thread. Okay, so you'll need those garden hose bib thread, female to this male 1/2-inch. And then I have these faucet plumbing supply lines that go from 1/2-inch female down to 3/8. So I needed to get an adapter to go from 3/8 here, okay, to 1/2-inch, because this 1/2-inch is going to connect onto the bottom. So basically how this is going to work, the 1/2-inch is going to go onto the SharkBite fitting here, okay? And then we'll push this supply line in here with the SharkBite. Again, you don't have to do any soldering. This is what the valve originally looks like with just these 1/2-inch male threads. But I've gotten SharkBite elbows, okay, that 1/2-inch female NPT to this 1/2-inch push fit. And what's really nice about SharkBite for DIYers is you just push this in and it bites down, right? You have a leak-free seal there, so it makes things really easy, okay? Now the bottom port here I've capped off with a 1/2-inch cap because we don't have a tub spout, so we don't need that. And then, so we have hot and cold, even though I do have a hot line, but I'm not bothering with that right now. I'm just splitting cold. So if you put it on hot side or cold side, you'll get full pressure. That's the reason why I did it. But you can certainly run hot through this if you want, if you have the connection there. And then I got a straight connection, SharkBite again, because this is what the original valve looked like, 1/2-inch male thread. So I got a 1/2-inch female thread, SharkBite, that goes to 1/2-inch push fit for the PEX, so that this PEX tube can run right up to the shower head. And then I got one of these wall elbows like this, okay? So you can mount it to the wall so it stays on there. Otherwise, this thing is gonna, with the weight, bend down. So you want to strap it in nicely, push fit here, and then the pipe goes in here. Okay, so this is, again, 1/2-inch push fit, 1/2-inch NPT thread, and then shower arm in there, shower head on top. So that's the full walkthrough. I will say what we already have, because I'm doing hot and cold, or two cold sides, is that we already have one Y adapter. I want to keep the garden hose here, so I'm going to attach two Ys here. So we got, and you could probably get like a 3-way splitter setup if you want to just keep it way cleaner, but I couldn't find that, and I already had this hooked up, so I just did it the other way. So we'll have the water splitting between the garden hose and the shower valve, and then we'll have this right here. So this side will all be for the shower valve, hot, cold, right? Or both cold. And then this will run up to the initial PEX connections, and then we'll kind of build it up from there. So let's just jump over and I'll show you some of the tools that I have. I have installed this already, but what you'll want is one of these PEX cutting tools, okay? Super easy. Once you take your measurement, it's extremely easy to cut through this PEX with these tools. Cuts like right like butter. So don't cheap out and try to use a saw or something. Just grab this thing, probably 20 bucks. In addition to that, I have, since this is concrete wall, I have some Tapcon screws. So we'll be using that to mount the wall elbow and the valve. Got pliers and an adjustable wrench, power drill, thread tape, pencil to mark it, a couple of screwdrivers, measuring tape. So that's all you need in addition to those fittings I showed you. So kind of just like mapping out this wall, right? And I took some notes down because I did already install this and I uninstalled it because I wanted to make this cool video for you. And, you know, hopefully you can benefit from having an outdoor shower. So for the shower valve and handle, common height is around 38 to 48 inches high off the shower floor. This is just easy to, you know, grab the handle for most people. You can adjust it as needed, but where it's gonna be the bottom of the valve will be like 36 inches and this very top is 40. I already have 2 screws. This valve can take up to 4 screws to mount it, but I just used one that I already had here. So that was kind of my starting range, and then I drilled one here at 40 inches. Okay, now going from the valve up, right, since we're at 40 inches here, for the shower head, it's recommended 80 inches, which is 6 feet 8 inches from the shower floor. Okay, so if you're taller and you want it higher, make it higher. If you're shorter, you like it lower, make it shorter, but 80 inches is kind of the sweet spot. So just 40 inches, you'll cut your next PEX tubing. You know, this one right here is 40 inches long that I cut it down to. All right. The original length of this tube is 5 feet. So, you know, I cut this one down a bit, and then this one for the cold line down quite a bit. So have this all measured out, holes drilled. You can do that as you go, drilling the holes as you line up the valve and that wall elbow. There's the full breakdown, I think, as best as I can give you. Let me just walk you through how we're gonna attach each of those components, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is install the shower valve, or just mount the shower valve to the wall at the height that I want. And again, I have the measurements and the holes drilled already. I'm just gonna take off this guard here. That way it's not blocking my access to these plates. This plate back here, which I'm going to use to mount. I didn't want to move this, have to drill new holes for this, so I moved this over. That's why it's so snug. You can move your garden hose if it's that close. Got that screw in there. Okay. For me, that's good. You can keep drill these other 2 in here if you want, but this is in concrete, pretty strong. So we have this capped off, this going up. We're gonna work on getting these connected now. So what I'll do, or what I'd suggest is, all right, so again, for me, this is a 16-inch supply line, 1/2 inch to 3/8, but I've adapted it back to 1/2 inch. If you can find 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch, that'll save you a step here and a fitting. But at my hardware store, they only had 3/8, so I got this adapter. And again, this is from the garden hose thread here to 1/2 inch. So we could get these flexible connectors, right? So I have this shark bite connection. Again, this is 1/2 inch male NPT threading. Okay, let's get that on there. And then I'm just gonna hand tighten that, and then I'll take my adjustable wrench. Just get that threaded on really good. Okay, so just so you have an idea of what's going on here, okay? So this is my so-called hot side. All what you do with these shark bite fittings is you just push it in, and then make sure when you try pulling it, it's not coming out. That means it's in all the way. Now, it may be hard to see on that side because I have this blocking, but I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side. Okay. Make sure it's pushed in all the way, and yes, I cut this already to get it exactly as the length I need it to, from basically right here to right there. So I suggest With these flexible supply lines, you have a little bit of grace. Just give yourself, you know, enough to get it all the way pushed up in here and not give like too much torque on it. You want those to be seated in there real nice. I'm just gonna remove some of this old thread tape and I'll do the cold side. Even though this is an outdoor shower and you have some grace with leaking, you don't want leaks. So make sure you have the connections right. Okay. And then we'll all right, same thing here, push that in. All right, boom. So we have this whole area rigged up. Okay, so now that we have that, I'll go ahead and get this guard put back on. Now what I'll do is take this wall elbow, make sure it's pushed in there nicely. Oops. Okay. Push it in there, okay? So here's that's pretty much the basis of the whole shower system, right? So again, why you want it mounted to the wall. So I'll go ahead and get these screws. I got 3 screws that can go in there. So we'll get these bolted in. All right, so I already have these holes drilled out. All right, so now we got all the rough plumbing installed. I'll take the trim plate, slide it over that, get it lined up. All right, then take the handle. This is our, you know, again, our hammerhead showers, valve and trim. So it's just a little set screw in this handle here. There we go. So now we have this hooked up. That's good to go. So shower arm, fresh thread tape on both sides. Okay. And I got my Supreme combo, hammerhead showers filter with a dual shower head. Because it's nice to have a rain shower head outside because it could be raining outside while you're taking a rain shower outside. And then you have this handheld, which is nice if you are at the beach and you know you want to get sand off your feet. So there it is, the outdoor shower. If you want to get fancy here, you can slide this back. Tighten that down there. Okay, so let's give it a test run, see what we're working with. So we got a lot of connections here. It's all hooked up, as you can see. So we're gonna run some water through it. All right, water's running through it. Let me just move this handheld shower head out of the way. That way we can show you what we're looking at without getting soaked. So connections down here, no leaks. There's a washer in here. There's washers inside of these supply lines, but you're probably gonna wanna put some thread tape on these connections. Obviously we showed you how we did these. These are threaded in there. There's no leaks from here, and then there's no leaks from the push fit. And then if we look on top here at our rig, the hot line and cold line, no leaks. Same here. I mean, if it's leaking from here, you just haven't tightened it down enough or didn't put thread tape on it. If it's leaking from here, it could be obviously not seated in there correctly, so you want to fix that. This is all looking good. Working our way up here, there's no leaks here. There's no leaks coming out of the shower arm. Again, all the same procedures. Check for that it's seated in there, that you have thread tape on it. And if there are washers, like there's washers inside of here, there's washers inside of the hose and inside of here. Thread tape on everything, washers if it comes with it. What we have right now is a leak-free shower. Now this might kill your pressure a little bit if you do this I'm about to show you. But the beauty is you can wash your shower head down while you're taking a shower, right? You can hose down your plants while you're taking a shower outside, right? You get a 2-for-1. But no, you still keep the functionality of a garden hose connection while you also have a handheld shower head or a rain shower head, right? So you can really enjoy this outdoor shower system Beautiful. Now, in closing, what I have not done is these are not covered. If you have external piping like this, you know, in the winter, right, using this can cause issues with like pipes bursting and such. So you're probably going to want to shut this down if you're in a cold weathered environment and flush the water out of it. Okay, which you're probably doing that anyway, you know this better, right? But just a caveat on that. Please, you know, in the Great North, places that gets really, you know, below freezing especially, protect your pipes, shut them down in the winter, flush them out. This is great for the summer and those warmer months. Thanks for joining me. I'm Justin Ball, the showerhead guy, signing out for now.